Mojgan.
Thank you. I would first like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, past, present and future. My name is Phoebe Martin and I am a grade 8 student of Kimberley College. In August, just weeks before Mojgan was taken to Darwin, I met Mojgan and Malad for the first time in the Brisbane Detention Centre. My dad was painting Mojgan for the Archibald and suggested that my sister and I gain a better understanding of the current issues asylum seekers face. We met Mojgan and Malad, as well as a number of other refugees. I met a lovely family who were being threatened with return to Nauru. This was the first time I had ever seen what it is like to live as an asylum seeker, but I will never understand how it feels to have to flee your country because where you live is too dangerous. I am not from Australia, and I could have easily been in Mojgan's position if it weren't for the fact that I was from England. If you were to listen to the papers and the politicians, you would imagine that Mojgan and refugees are terrorists. If you were to meet Mojgan, you would know that she is an extraordinary person trying to make a difference. The Immigration Minister, Peter Dutton, has denied Mojgan her rights. And this is not okay. I am angry. Angry that Peter Dutton is denying human rights to a beautiful woman who will now live her life in detention. Angry that the government has given Mojgan two options: go back to Iran, where upon arrival she will be arrested and potentially executed, or stay in Darwin, away from her education, her friends and her husband. This is what Australia is doing to these innocent people. But I think that I stand for the majority of us here today when I say that this is not acceptable, and we will not sit here quietly while this goes on. Peter Dutton, do you think that it is okay for a 16-year-old girl to be married off to a 60-year-old man? Peter Dutton, in previous interviews, you have said that you find child abuse unacceptable, and yet you try to hide and deny refugee children suffering abuse. This makes me feel ashamed to live in Australia. As we all know, the media manipulates the truth in an attempt to try and make you believe that something is what it is not. They turn asylum seekers into terrorists, activists into terrorist sympathizers, and racist politicians into heroes. In the meantime, it would appear that the vast majority of the Australian voting public are either too scared or too interested in their own economic position to stand by the words of our anthem. No more than a month ago, I was interviewed by 4BC Radio with regard to refugee baby Asher, and I was absolutely furious to find out that when my interview with Ben Davis aired online, I was portrayed as a misinformed schoolgirl being fed lies about the monstrosity that is Nauru. People are not allowed into the detention centres in Nauru, and this is because the government is trying to hide the truth. Today, we cannot hide the truth. The truth that unless we do something, Mojgan is going to live her life behind bars. The truth that all it takes for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing. The truth that every life matters and that any one of us could find ourselves in Mojgan's circumstance. I ask that Peter Dutton, or anyone that has the power to change Mojgan's fate, does what they can to get Mojgan out of the hellhole that is detention. Humanity must heal itself through selfless devotion to the well-being of others. Myself and all other students at Kimberley College will not stop fighting until Mojgan is released. So, we must Facebook for Mojgan, tweet for Mojgan, and stand for Mojgan at every given opportunity. To leave you with the words of Albert Einstein, the world is in greater danger from those who tolerate or encourage evil from those who commit it. Thank you.